Rabindranath Tagore called it a tear on the cheek of time. The Taj Mahal is the seventh wonder of the world, and millions of tourists have flocked to see the monument built by grieving Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan. It is a mausoleum for his wife, Mumtaz Mahal. There is hardly an Indian who is ashamed, not proud of this world-famous symbol of love. But the Washington Post informs its viewers that India has withheld funds for the maintenance of the fragile monument because here it comes, it was built by a Muslim. The Taj does indeed have many problems. There is Agra's staggering air pollution, so filthy that it is slowly turning the Taj's pristine white marble a dirty yellow. Are the authorities aware of it? Of course. For years now, the Taj has been receiving an annual face pack made of multitani mitti, or fuller's earth, an ancient, tried and tested method of purifying marble and other organic cleansing treatment. There are other issues. For instance, conservationists have warned that the millions of footfalls the Taj receives is wearing out the delicate filigree work and elaborate floor slabs of the beautiful monument. The Washington Post mentions the pollution, but in the same breath bemoans the fact that the fewer tourists are visiting the Taj. And as with many other Western journalists who live in posh Lutyens and quote New Delhi's chattering elite, the author of the piece in the Washington Post blames both these evils on quote-unquote Hindu nationalists. Experts say that a fall in visitors is linked to many factors: the economies of the tourism source market, the connectivity, hotel prices and infrastructure, the last of which is admittedly in the shambles at the Taj. Quoting tourism statistics of 2015, the Washington Post links the fall in visitors to the Taj to another favorite branding given to India by the Western media ever since the horrific murder of a young woman in New Delhi in 2012, gang rape. The Washington Post has its saffron robes in a twist. Calling the UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, who is also the head of a Hindu sect, a priest, it insists that the state's tourism campaign leaves out mention of the Taj because it is a Muslim monument. Expecting a Western correspondent to research Hindu sects before writing about them would be asking for the moon. But where was the Washington Post's legendary research? The truth is this. The UP tourism campaign, which has been running for several years, has sensibly decided to showcase the vast range of relatively unknown but stunning places of interest in the state and give the overexposed Taj Mahal a break. For instance, the state's many Buddhist sites. There are plenty of wonderful monuments from the British era too. Take the All Saints Cathedral in Allahabad, for instance, and what about the British-built residency in Lucknow? As for Muslim monuments being left out, well, here are but a few samples. The intricate Deva Sharif Sunni Shrine in Barabanki, and the grandest of them all, Fatehpur Sikri in Agra, built by none other than Akbar, the grandfather of the Emperor Shah Jahan, the builder of the Taj Mahal. There are many things wrong with Indian tourism: indifferent maintenance, rowdy crowds, defaced monuments and horrendous pollution all over the country. But do Indians do so with only those which are Muslims? Well, that's ignorant, arrogant, imperialism, not something becoming of a respected publication. And I am joined to discuss more on this story by WION's senior foreign editor Padma Rao. Thank you very much, Padma, for joining me. So once again, a flaunted narrative coming from a Western media depicting the poor India not able to maintain its own heritage. Why so?
Well, Daniel, as you know, I have myself been a foreign correspondent with a foreign publication, so I know the milieu of the average foreign correspondent who is sent to India. They live in little, lush little avenues in Lutyens, Delhi. Good luck to them if they can afford it. But not many of them bother to research. For instance, in this story, the one quote by the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath. Now, love him, hate him, that is not the issue. But the point is, the whole story hinges on one quote, which may or may not have been taken out of context. Speaking to some foreign visitors, the Chief Minister reportedly picked up small, cheap plastic, souvenirs of the Taj Mahal, which abound in Agra, and said that, look, why do we keep handing out these only? This is not all-encompassing. It's not an all-encompassing symbol for the vastness of Indian culture. Now, this was immediately translated not only by the Washington Post, by the very overeager Congress party spokesman, who seems to be the only person other than the UP government spokesman that the writer has quoted, as saying that, this is an example that the UP Chief Minister is against the Taj Mahal because it was built by a Muslim emperor, and that is why it is not allocating funds to maintain the Taj. Now, this is a string of assumptions based on hearsay and based on quotations which may perhaps have been taken out of context. That, to my mind, is not journalism. That is yellow journalism with an intention of maligning, or clueless journalism based merely upon hearsay in a comfortable living room in Lutyens, Delhi.
And Padma, since we actually are journalists, the one thing we should say for those who've been visiting the Taj Mahal, who've been to Agra, actually the city of Agra does bear the brunt of some mismanagement. What is the status not only of Agra but of many other cities where marvelous monuments are there in India?
Absolutely, and this is the point that WION is making. These are civic issues, mountains of garbage, filth everywhere, monuments that are not maintained well, visitors who deface monuments, visitors who behave like junglis. We know all that, and we are not happy with all that, and every Indian wants to see that changed. And there are many, many campaigns out by previous governments and present governments to aim at precisely those evils. Pollution, you said it, there is masses. I mean, the kind of pollution we have all over India, not just in Agra, is destroying many, many fragile monuments. But to say that you are not maintaining a given monument because it was built by a Muslim king is, I think, really the height of ludicrousness.
Thank you very much.